Hi, everybody. Welcome to my lounge that I've made down here in the basement. Just kind of a cool place to hang out. And I had a thought on my mind. I thought I'd share it with you today, if you don't mind. Uh, and first, I also want to say thank you for all the subscribers and if you put any likes on any videos I've done or for following in any kind of way. And you've probably seen some of my guitar pedal videos. And it's mostly just for conversation starter, or but sometimes uh, I'm just trying to share a little bit of what little bit of knowledge I have, and maybe it will help somebody else. But I'm definitely no expert on uh, on that topic. It's just really just for fun. But I do plan on doing eventually maybe some instruction of my approach, how I play at church, and how I approach playing the blues and playing lead, um, which I don't claim really to be all that great at it, but I do enjoy it. And again, if I could just kind of maybe help somebody out there, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see something like that. But I've just been thinking about learning to be content as a musician, and which I'd say that starts with being content in life, uh, which I'd say I've been pretty content as far as as far as life goes. But as a musician, something I am passionate about, and it's an art form, and I'd say anybody who's an artist of any kind of way, if you have a craft, whether it's music or what it might be, sometimes you hold yourself to expectations, or you have these goals, you have these things that you want to do with it, and that's kind of where I've been. Uh, I've kind of been away from it for a little bit, and all for good reason. But for the past 4 or 5 years or so, I've kind of put devotion to music on the back burner. I still play, and I play every Sunday at church. So I'm not. I haven't just put it away totally, but I was getting to where I was recording music, and as well, you can see even on this YouTube channel. If you haven't seen some of my music, check it out, and I it could be better. I agree, it could be a lot better, but um, check it out and let me know if you think it's any good, if it's worth maybe trying to make some of those songs a little bit better or whatever. But I, I I had been able to actually release some music and got into learning how to record, and it's something I really enjoy doing. And I was kind of seeing some opportunities being opened up, but um, and because of that, I was really wanting it to go further. And musically, I'd like to do more. Um, One thing that I'd like to do is more along the lines of blues and rock, which is really more my style. But I try to play whatever is necessary at the time. And church music varies a lot. It can be everything from country style to uh, it can have a little bit of blues in it as well. Uh, Praise and worship music today kind of has its own sound, and so I'm trying to adapt to whatever is necessary. But I myself am more of a blues rock kind of guy. And one thing have always wanted to do is to be able to put together kind of a rock band, like a Christian rock group that can but finding the musicians or be it seems like the opportunities for that uh, have, for some reason, they just kind of haven't come together. Because I do enjoy performing live, and that's something I wanted to do more of. And those opportunities haven't quite come together, and that's probably an area where I've been kind of discontent. Is I've got this music I want to do, and I can record it, but it's hard to perform it because you need the whole band, and that's an area I've kind of been lacking. And but I was hoping that there are kind of places that you hope to be at a certain point in your life, and doors you hope would be open. And kind of at that point now, I kind of feel like if any of those doors were ever going to be open, they would have opened by now. And there's kind of this feeling of, well, I can be okay with that for as long as I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing in life. Talking about putting my priorities first, my family first. Well, really, you should be putting God first, but family, putting your family in the right perspective is also part of that. And as long as I'm doing that, then I can be content in knowing that even if those things don't happen, it's okay. But then it's this weird feeling of now what? Because there's still that drive, there's still that something in you just wants to do that. And uh, as a musician, I feel kind of lost when I'm not playing music. And but I want my perspective to be changed. I want to let God change my heart on those things. So a few years ago, God has brought into the lives of my wife and myself two very special boys. And all of our time and energy and focus, naturally, as it should be, has gone into them. And so that's a lot of the reason why my dedication and devotion to music has really been kind of put off to the back burner. And and so there's always that kind of that drive to want to still do that, but I can't really balance between the two. And I'm not good at balancing really more than one thing at a time. That's just the way I am, but I can do one thing, and that's it. And so because of that, all my focus has gone in a different direction. But I'm very thankful for it. And the I really I wouldn't want it any other way. It The joy that has been brought into my life is something that I can't explain, and I don't have words for, but I wouldn't want anything to get in the way of that. And so now I've reached that point to where I want to do what's right for my family, for my home. God's blessed me with a very stable job, comfortable job, which it wasn't always that way. But I can be comfortable now, knowing that we're, financially stable and secure, and making time to be present for my family, for my wife and my boys. You know, to know that I'm doing the right thing there. Uh, that's something that I hold to a high value. And so I'm kind of at this point now. I feel like some of those dreams, those ambitions that I've had for music, they're probably not going to happen by now, or they might. I don't know. And I'm not sure I'll be able to get back to recording at some point. But I look at everything from the point of view of at what cost. And that's where I want to realize that not only just talking about me with music, but in all things in life, it's at what cost. I could fulfill my dreams. I could do what I want to do or what I think would make me happy. There's this saying that says, follow your heart, but I don't agree with that. You ask any famous person how they got where they are, and you ask them to give any advice, a lot of them are saying, follow your heart. But I think that's a dangerous thing. I want to follow Jesus. And a lot of times, following him means denying myself. And what feels right for me now may not really be right, because humans are so small-minded, because that's just our nature. And the thing that I think, I get this vision of what would be so great, so wonderful, and it would just make me happy to do that. God says, why would you settle for that when I have something even bigger in store for you? I could have never imagined being in the place that I am today. To see how God has gone before me and done more than anything I could ever do. I'm living right now in such a, it's something that my talent could have never given me. In fact, it's not mine. God gave it to me. I could have never written a more beautiful song than the song of my life that God has written for me. And even if I don't have a guitar in my hand, see, I'm still playing music. I'm just singing a different song. My family and, first of all, God comes first in all things. But you put all that together, that is the song that I sing. That is the music of my life. And I want to sing it loudly. I want to sing it proud. Because the music has got to be so much more than just talent and ability. And it doesn't always require an audience, because I want to be in line with God's will. What is his will for me? How does he want to use me? I want to be more than just someone who plays an instrument. I want to be the instrument, both musically and spiritually. I want to be the instrument, the vessel that God can use for his glory. And if it means that certain doors need to be closed, that certain opportunities just need not to be met in order for God to fulfill something even greater in me than I could ever imagine, then I can be happy with that. Because I want his will to come first. And then when I offer myself to be used by him, he will use me in ways that all of the dedication, all the study, all the practice in the world could never replace the anointing of God. And so I hope that I can encourage somebody today that it's okay to be you. It's okay that if you can't do what somebody else does, you don't have to drive yourself crazy to reach a particular talent level, performance level. You don't have to have the size of an audience that somebody else has. Maybe you have an audience of only one or two. Then do it with all your heart. Sing with all your heart. Play with all your heart. And let it be a blessing. I'm learning to do that too, because I didn't always feel that way. But I want that every note that I play, I want it to be with passion, with purpose, with meaning. And it's okay for me to just stay in my own lane. I'd love to be able to play like all the jazz greats. And even in the church world, there are musicians that are so talented. I hold myself to a standard of thinking it has to sound this particular way for it to be right. But really, there really is no right or wrong. It's okay for me to do it my way. And my style is not always a very complex style. It's pretty simple, I would say. But I know that I can be used to move people. I realize that God has placed me where I am for a reason. He's put me where I am for a purpose. And I want to learn to do what I do with all my heart and soul. Every time that I play that guitar, or if I sing a song, I want to sing it and play it like it's the last time I'm ever going to. Because it's for the glory of God. And I want to learn to be more okay with doing what I do and not feel like I have to do what everybody else does. And not hold myself to unattainable standards to the point that I miss out on what I have in front of me. Trying to open doors when there are doors that are already opened. So I hope that I can encourage somebody today. Don't ever stop learning. Always be inspired. Always be willing to go farther. But let God open those doors. And let the opportunities come naturally. But in each moment that you live right now, give it everything that you have. And be glad in knowing that it is for a purpose, that it is meaningful, that it's not all in vain, that it's not too late. And that it's okay to express yourself in the way that God gave you. So I'm learning to do that myself. And then over time, maybe I'll get those opportunities to do more. But I don't need to make myself feel like I have to have that first. I can live in the moment now. So, hope to encourage somebody today. Maybe down the road I'll be able to do a little bit more. Hope, again, as I said, I hope to be putting out some more guitar stuff, guitar videos and things like that. So I say, God bless you. I'll see you again.